Hi, good evening in Australia and morning and afternoon everywhere around the world. I'm just going to continue. I've done a video, part one of a series of videos I'm going to do. Now this is part two of that. I touched a little bit upon courtesy notices and how I see them utilised and how we can use them. I'm going to talk about a little bit of that again today. I need to get rid of the misconceptions that the courtesy notices are a remedy and it's the only thing you need to do. I'll take you through a little bit of a process that I actually experienced myself with a few friends of mine. I'm not going to go into the whole story, it's just too long, but I'm just going to try and show you the process that we took. I mean, okay, so you sent the first courtesy notice, and that's informed them, blah blah blah. You know, it's all in the terms and conditions. You can read this. I'm sure everyone's got a copy by now. Yeah, so you know, you sent them, and now you've got another letter back. And people say, and I've had actually people ask me, what do you do then? Well, I took this off Chris Hales. Great guy, really good work he's doing, and he's been one of the one of the leading proponents for the OPPT, or now the One Peoples. He gave me this idea. He said, well, send three courtesy notices. So what you want to do after your first one, if you get a letter back, okay, that's not their acceptance of your terms and conditions, right enough, I can tell you this. Not as yet. Because what you don't want to do is send one and I say, right, I'm invoicing you. Because it's only a notification. It's like when someone sends you a bill, they send you that first bill, don't they, to say that you need to pay and it's got this certain amount of time you need to pay. Then it gets closer to that bill and they send you another one as a courtesy notification to say that you've got 2 weeks to pay. Then the final is like the final one you haven't paid. You pay the date. That's what you're going to do to them. So you only get to the second one, after the next letter, after the first one. So you write them out the second courtesy notice just to re-notify them of your action that you will take if this carries on. So I mean, so you've sent them the next one. The next one will be just the same as the first. But you know, I'm going to let you know in a little secret we did. We didn't fill out the terms and conditions on the first one. If you fill out the terms and conditions on the first one, it means that, right, no mucking around. But what we found was very effective was the fact that the terms and conditions wasn't filled out, so it didn't actually matter. But what I did was, when we filled it out, I said to them, look, don't worry about it. We'll do it in the next one. Because it's there, it doesn't necessarily have to be filled out, but it's like a warning. You're sending out this warning. Okay, so the second one, yeah, we did. We filled out the terms and conditions, and we sent them all via registered mail. Now, this is really important. Registered mail is the most important way of doing it, and you pay the extra couple of dollars to get the receipt sent back to you a couple of days later upon receipt of the courtesy notice, because then you have to keep a record of all of this. You keep a record of everything you've done down the line. Doesn't matter what it is, just a phone call, keep a record. For the letter, keep a record, because you need to be able to back up your claims if they ever drag you down into court, which I don't think will happen on the minor issues. But when they're major issues, then I'm not going to give you any legal advice, because this isn't legal advice. So anyway, so you've sent the second one. Now, a lot of people will sort of say, well, you know, I sent them two now, so he might start reading it. Well, you got to think, right, that these people are probably not going to read these things. And if they do read these things, they're going to probably say, oh, well, it has no legal standing, because I've had letters back saying that. These courtesy notices have no legal standing. And a friend of mine, Rena, said something very, very interesting, and it is very true. They send you notices of all sorts. Notice to pay, notice of infringement, notice to pay your bills, notice of this, notice of that. So can you tell me then, if they're telling me that my notice has no legal standing, does that then imply that all of their notices have no legal standing? So this is where you can use the free man and the OP together, because you know you can go down the I am the man type route. So anyway, you can do that. You can either write a statement out or whatever. So the second courtesy notice is gone. Anyway, they send you a further letter back saying this has no legal standing and you're still obliged to pay the amount. Right, okay. So you're going to send the third one with no invoice yet. You just send the third one and you fill out everything again, right? Upon the receipt of the next letter that you get, you are going to send your final one. You're going to send 4. Because 3, I believe, are the reminder, the overdue, and the final warning. So you're going to send the terms and conditions with an invoice now, and you're going to stipulate which items or which line items they're going to have to reimburse you for. All right. So you got to understand, this is not about the money. This is not 100% about the money. This is about the effect that you're going to have. You don't want to do any of this with hate, greed, malice, or anything like that, because you know it's not going to work. You write books. You write a book when you're angry, and it'll come out in your words. Believe me. You write it when you're happy, and you find that the most creative things come out when you're happy and smiling. So this is why this technology is going to work, because you need to have your head in the right space. If you've been railroaded for months by land acquisition or whatever, I'm sorry, but you really, 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 it's so important, have to just take a back step and then do it, because this has an effect. So the third one goes, now you're sending the fourth one. The fourth one with your invoice, stipulating everything you're going to charge these people for the interaction with you. And you do, I would suggest the minimum of 3 courtesy notices and definitely 3 invoices. Sometimes it won't even get to your 3rd invoice. Because once you start making a paper trail into their, what I call pursery, into their company, if they don't pay that invoice, then that's a negative balance on their tax returns or whatever they do. Negative balance because they haven't paid something. They can throw it in the bin for you, like it doesn't matter, because you've recorded it as sending them whenever you did on whenever date. Excuse me. So don't worry about them not paying it or not reading it or whatever. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. You've just got to make sure you create that paper trail right down to the invoice. So when it comes to payday, you can say, all right, I'm sending you the final warning, and this is my action. If you don't pay, like they're doing you, court action, you know, mitigation, or sending it to a debt collector. Well, this is essentially what you're going to do. So, I mean, this is way on. And the 3rd video, I'm going to explain exactly the steps that you do to get to this point. All right. But you have to understand that if you're ever going to file a lien, it is the last resort. You've got nowhere else to go. It's the last resort. Please don't start filing liens on people the first one, because we don't want to do that. It's not about harming people. Alright? I must make that clear. But anyway, I'll cut off for now, and thanks very much for listening, and I'll do another one probably tomorrow, part 3. Okay? Thank you.